Hi guys! Here we go again. This time, let's try to solve for the surface area and volume of this shape. Can you guess what it is? You might think that this is an absurd looking strange shape to you, but to some people, nope, they don't find it a weird shape. Yun pala, they think kasi it's a strange shape because of all these crazy lines that are being drawn to one another. Pero yun pala, it's still a simplified shape. It's still a shape. It's still a polygon. But first, you can tell what shape it is through the base. Look at the base. Do you find anything unusual? Tingnan mo to. 1, 2, oh yeah. Look at this. The base is unusual. So therefore, we know that this is definitely a prism. But what is the base? Can you tell the base? Remember, if you want to tell what the prism is, what type of prism is, you will have to tell it depending on the base of the prism. Okay? So yan, look at the polygon. So how many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 vertices. 7 sides. So therefore, this must be a heptagon. So heptagon pala yun. Okay. So this is typically a heptagon. A heptagonal prism. Now, for a heptagonal prism, ilang faces na dapat kukunin namin kapag mag-surface area kami? Ang sagot dyan ay 9. 9. Why 9? Because ito yung formula, di ba? You need to have, remember, 2 of the bases are congruent, di ba? But the other faces form rectangles. So, as we go along through the perimeter of the figure, we should get additional 7 faces that form rectangles. So, if you were to count it, there are 2 faces that you see here, which are the main. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more. So 7 plus 2 equals 9. So 9 faces. Now let's work out what the surface area is. First of all, let's get the area of the bases. We have a problem, but don't worry, you don't really have a problem at all. Because when you get the area of the heptagon, still easy. It just so happens, just like getting the area of the heptagon when you were still playing the literal game of solve for the area. Right? But now, here's the catch. You might get baffled because of some other scribbled lines that are in the way. But don't worry. Madali lang yan. Here's how I can help you. Okay? So, let's look at it if we were to take out the base. Kung tinake out namin yung base, here I'll draw a picture for you. Di ba, remember ganito siya? Parang siyang ganito, di ba? Ganito, tapos ganito, tapos ganito. 1, 2, 3, tapos 4, 5, 6. Yan. So, your base should look like something like this. And then, ano yung measures na ginamit ko? Ayan, this is 2 feet. So, therefore, this one must be 2 feet. Tapos, these 2 are congruent. I'm sure they are congruent. Tapos, the slant part, that's 3 feet. 3 feet ito. Tapos, 3.5 feet. Tapos, 5 and 1/4 feet. Tapos, the last one, I'm sure that's 8.5. Tama ba? Yan. Okay. So now here's what we have so far. Okay? So this so happens that it's just like solving for the area of the shape. You can still part it into you can still part it however you want it. Like for instance, ang gusto ko naman, I want to part it this way. Maybe I like to do it this way. Maybe I'll part it this way naman. So therefore, we have the area of the rectangle. That's how you get the area of the heptagon. First, let's get the area of this rectangle. So we have 8 1/2 times 2. 8 1/2 times 2. Remember multiplying fractions, di ba? You will have to convert that to a mixed number. Improper fraction. Since it's a mixed number. 17 times 2, then cross it out. So therefore, the first rectangle is 17 square feet. That is the first rectangle. What about the others naman? How about let's work on this one naman? This rectangle. Okay, here's the catch. Kasi what you if we want to get this rectangle, first, we know that the measure here is 2 feet. 2 feet is from this part up to this part. Pero, we're talking about this rectangle. We know that the total of the big fat total is 8.5 feet. So, this one minus 2 feet. Right? So that you can get this one. So, ang measure nito ay 6.5 feet. So, therefore, for the second one, we have 6.5 feet times What is the height? 2. Length times width, di ba? Parang just like we're playing the game of, ano yun, area, di ba? Literal na area. Change it to improper fraction. 13 over 2 times 2 over 1. Cross out the 2's. They become 13 square feet. So yan, 13 square feet to. Okay? So this is 17. This is 13. Now what about the last one? The last one's a trapezoid. So we know that this one is 3 feet. But we don't care about that. Ang kukunin namin ay yung base. Remember the area of a trapezoid? Sum of the two bases times the height. Remember the base? This is 6.5 feet, di ba? Ito ay 6.5 feet. This base here, 6.5 feet. Tapos this one here, ano yung measure nito? 3.5 feet. So therefore, we sum the two bases together. So therefore, ang formula ay 6.5 feet plus 3.5 feet. It's just like, and then, we need to multiply it with the height. Nasaan yung height? Di ba ang height ay 5 1/4, di ba? Pero we already used 2 feet for here and 2 feet for here. Ano ba yung kulang? Ito, di ba? So what should be the measure of this part to this part? If your answer is just 1 1/4, you are correct. Kasi po, kung sinam mo yung dalawa, 2 plus 2 is 4. Tama? And then 5 1/4 pertains to the entire thing. And 4 is up to this checkpoint. So 5 minus 4, ito yun. 5 1/4 minus 4. You can play the game of renaming fractions kung gusto mo. Pero para direct to the point, it will be 1 1/4 na lang. Unless kung gusto mo, para to ensure, kasi po yun na naman like me, I want to be sure, di ba? Pero this will take a lot of time. You will still have to rename the fraction. So this will become, ano yun? LCD. Tapos, here's a problem. I have to rename the fraction because 1 minus 16 cannot be. So therefore, we'll have to what you call, so tama, we should get, this becomes 6 5/4, 3 9/4, 13 2/4. So tama, 17 1/4 minus 16 over 4. Tama ba? Tama ba? 1 17 over 4 minus 16 over 4 na lang. So therefore, tama, 1 1/4. Kaya sinabi ko, renaming fraction is harder, is a complex thing to do. Para hindi kayo mahirapan, do the direct to the point method. 5 minus 4, and then 1/4 minus, yun lang. Or, para mas madali, you know 1/4 can be converted into a decimal. So, pwede maging 5.25 na lang. Minus 4, edi 1.25 na lang yung sagot mo. So, 1 1/4 is the same as 1.25. So, yan. So, yun yung height. Ang height ay 1 1/4. And then through that, we will have to divide this entire quantity by 2. Okay? So we add the fractions first. 6 plus 3 is 9. 1/2 plus 1/2 is just 2 halves or 1. So this makes it 10. So 10 times 1 1/4. It's just like when we play the game of multiplying fractions, diba? So this becomes 10 1. Tapos this becomes 5 over 4. This becomes 20 over 4, which simplifies to 5. Then 5 divided by 2. Because diba, remember, we meron pa tayong divide by 2, diba? So we have to divide by 2 so that we can get, ano yung sagot namin? Teka lang baka malay mo, maliin na naman ako. I'm still unsure about this. Basta all I can say is that, yan tama, kasi po that becomes 5. Then 5 over, that becomes 50 over 4 pala. Not 20. Akala ko 10 times 5, it's 20 Yun pala, it's 50. So, 50 divided by 4. 50 divided by 4 is equivalent to, kung sinimplify ko to, that'll be 25 over 2. And 25 over 2, that's the same as 12 1/2. Or 12.5. So, yun po. Okay? So, that's the area of one heptagon. So, when I add everything, this is supposed to be 12.25. So, when I sum everything up, 17 plus 13, wait lang 17 plus 13 is 30, diba? Plus, alam mo ba? Kasi po dinivide ko to by 2. Don't worry, I provided naman answer key doon sa Excel. Para you will get the idea. Kasi po ganito yung ginawa ko. If I were to do it on paper, mas mahirap. Kaya you're very lucky for me, I've already put na the answer in Microsoft Excel. So ganito po yun. Kung ginawa ko in fraction, ganito yun. 8 plus 1/2, diba, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. And then, 17. This is in fraction form ang ginawa ko. Diba? So tama, we should get 13 square feet for the rectangle. Tama? We should get those. Now for the trapezoid. Diba the base, we got 10, diba? Because through this, sinam ko yung 6 and 1/2 plus 3 and 1/2. Dito naman, we should have to multiply it with the height. The height. So the height is 5 plus 1/4. That's 5 and 1/4 minus 2 plus 2. So we should get 1.25. Tapos ginawa ko to, pinatot ko yung dalawa. So yun, we should get 12.5. And then from there, divide ko by 2. So that, tama, we should get 6.25. So tama, yun yung area. It's just that, what you call this, kinalimutan ko mag-divide by 2. Ayan, tama. That's 12 and 1/2. Pero, we have to divide that by 2. So dapat, if I were to do this na lang, 25 over 2 divided by 2, that's the same as 25 over 2 times 1/2. That'll become 25 over 4. And 25 over 4 is the same as 6 and 1/4. Kaya yung 6 and 1/4 is the same as 6.25. So yun po yung tamang sagot. I'm sorry if I were to get you baffled, but I hope you will understand naman why. Kaya nga when you do math, be very careful talaga on your computations. Don't get misleaded. Have faith in yourself and have faith in God while doing it. That's the moral lesson. Okay? So that is 6.25 square feet. That's the area of one base. But I think we're still not yet done, but we're almost running out of time. But I'll have to save that in another coverage. So don't forget to watch part 2. Okay? See you later.